Oh, hello guys. I can see you're there. Great. Lovely to see you. Is everything working? Yes. Okay. Great. Right. So before we start, let me just welcome you. If you're new here, please say hi in the comments. Today we're going to look at two things. I want to finish off the essay we did on Tuesday. So I'm going to focus on paragraph writing, and I've had a special request from Saurabh to look at coherence and cohesion. So I'm going to do a quick review of coherence and cohesion. Then I'm going to look at your paragraphs and to see where you could be making little changes to improve it. And then I'm going to set you a new topic. And today it's general training. We're going to do a letter, informal letter. So if you're doing general training or academic, doesn't matter. You'll learn task 2 essays today, plus how to write well in your email correspondence and things like that. So do say hi in the comments if you're new. Let us know where you are or maybe what test you're doing. Let's have a look. Let's just say hi to everybody. Okay, so you're new here. Lovely to see you. Nazila is new, I think. Janjun is new, I think. Yeah. Raisha, hello Raisha. Shinchen is new. Hello. Marina, hello. Prakash is here. Marianne is here. Marianne was here last time, yes. Nilofar's here. Hello. Hi, you again. Madhu Sudan. Hello. Nice to see you. Harvinder. Ranjit's here. Saurabh. Yes, I've been thinking about you all day with this lesson. Hi, Deepika. Lovely to see you. Nazila's your second. Lovely. Okay. We cover everything. So you was asking, will I cover grammar? Yes, we do a little bit about everything. Hi, Suwek, you're new here as well. Janina, I recognise from before. Lovely. All right, let's get started. Geeta's here as well. Oh, marvellous. We've got lots here today. I think it's the Keith effect. I think lovely Keith is sending people to me. Stephen, hi. I just marked your writing. Hi, Tayab. And Nazila's from Iran, living in Glasgow. Ooh, nice. Exam on Saturday. Well, you might pick up a few last minute things here. Okay, yes. Keith, I love Keith. He's marvellous. Abdullah, hi. And Swati, hi. Great. Okay. And Julie, gosh, right. I'm not used to having so many people. I need to watch more of Keith and see what he does. Ranjit says, where am I from? I'm from Wales, Ranjit, but I live near London now. I was born in Wales, yes. So my accent might be a bit strange, I don't know. Some people say it's clearer because it's Welsh. Okay, lovely. Time zones, yeah, that's difficult. I just try and fit around everybody, and I work as well, so it's quite hard to suit everybody. But you can always watch the replay and submit questions on replay, and I also mark your essays, so I'll share the Google Doc with you. Okay, let's get started. So before we go into the grammar, I just wanted to check with you. Have you ever seen my video about coherence and cohesion? Maybe just in the comments say yes or no. I'll put the link in. I'm not going to go into technical terms today, but I try to think of, this is the band score that you get. This is overall. How does it look? Paragraphs, the skeleton, and then cohesion is all the little things that are holding the paragraphs together. And I've got a whole video of that for you. So I'm not going to spend too much time going through it. This is all in the video. I'll come back to it later. And I just want to get to one point. So you've got the band descriptors where you can see the blue things are the frame, the skeleton, and the red things are the little things that hold it together. And there's a whole list of those for you, and we're going to practice them today. And I'm going to show you how you can practice. So I'm skipping through this because I don't want to do it. It's too detailed, and I'm going to come to the important point, which is this. Okay, and Saurabh, you've seen the video. Great. So that hopefully refreshed your memory a little bit. I do recommend it because I put all of those slides you just saw, all of those examples that you need, they're all in that video, and I'll give you the link. But we're going to review them. So, first of all, could you please just read? I'll stop talking. Read this paragraph and tell me what you think. You could put a band if you want. You could say band 7, band 6, band 5, or you could say it's good, whatever. So I'll be quiet and let you read it. Okay, so Bijan, I'll do a separate video if you want about time management. I'm always looking for requests, so that's fine. Okay, okay, thank you for your comments. Marina says it's too simple without linking words. That's it, exactly. It's kind of grammatically correct. It makes sense. It's got a topic sentence introducing the paragraph, and it gives examples. It's all good, but as you said, you're saying it's a bit simple. Swati is saying grammar is correct, too simple. Amira is saying band 5, possibly. Band 6, possibly. Okay. No cohesion, Azila. That's exactly it. Break down barriers is to pull down fences between people. When people play sport, they become friends. There's no more limit. Nightmare mode is saying 8. Okay, all right. So you've spotted the grammar is good, the sentences are fine, but it's lacking what we call the little bits that hold things together. The skeleton is there maybe, but it doesn't have the ligaments and the muscles holding it all together. Okay, so the topic could be an IELTS question, yes, to describe the benefits of sport. No linkers, and it does kind of limit it, Havinder, I agree. 6.5 is probably generous, Marianne. I'd probably keep it in the 5 range, 5 and 5.5 because of the language is good. All right, so together we're going to improve it. So if I gave you this, for example, so we've got the topic sentence, always that clear, telling the examiner, here's my paragraph about the benefits. It's a signal. So a topic sentence and something telling you that you're going to provide a list. So you're always telling the examiner what you're doing. So the first one, firstly, it encourages people from different cultures to come into contact with each other. Now, let me just look at your comments. And while I'm doing that, please think about how you could finish that sentence. List of advantages, no linking, no examples, no explanations, no so what. Yes. Okay. Raisha, I would say that possibly the idea is here. So you've got the topic of the paragraph here. That's okay. Then you're going to give your ideas. So firstly, this is my idea number 1. It encourages people from different cultures. So that's my main point. So the examiner's thinking, well, maybe how do you mean? Or maybe give me an example, or so what? What's the consequence? Why is that good? So one way of developing your idea, extending your idea, explaining your idea is to simply say this: what's the result or what's the consequence of your point? And you can simply say which. That's it. That's a simple linking word. But it now helps the examiner understand why this is important. And another thing, so 2 explanations or results or purpose coming from each point. And that's what we're going to be focusing on today. That's what we're aiming for. Okay. So Janjun is saying it doesn't go deep enough. Yes. So by expanding and using which, and you need more going deeper. Exactly. Okay, so we've made our point. Let's go back. So this is your point. Firstly, people come together. This is good because it breaks down barriers and helps international cooperation. So it's kind of got a full rounded point. Now, take amateur sports meeting between schools in different parts of the world, for example. So now the writer is given an example. How could you finish this? What's your point about this? So you've given an example, but my question is still, so what? What does this do? Let me look. Okay, so relative clause is more complex. There's Amira, there are 2,500 things you can do to improve the band. Comma in front of which, yes, it's a small thing, so don't worry. Yeah, possibly yes. Okay, so Havinda saying furthers or further? So Havinda, look, you've got helps, third person S. So it helps and it furthers. So they both need that third person S. You could say improves, maybe, or enhances, or strengthens. All of those would be okay. Okay, so yes, Nazilla, you're saying you need something. You can't just give the example. You need to kind of say again, so what? So this is what the writer said. Many countries arrange contacts of this kind, meaning this kind. So there's linking. So that, what's the result of this kind of school meeting? You could put some examples, okay. But again, the examiner is always thinking, all right, that's your point, but why is that a good thing? How does that strengthen your argument? Gita saying helps sharing their cultures, develops team spirit. Okay, so Gita, that's right. What is the consequence? What is the result? And Gita's putting very clear results here. Develops team spirit, learn to respect each other. Okay, great. So what did they say? They said so that people develop closer bonds, which is what you said, Gita, just as happens with cultural exchanges or trade links. So now they've got a comparison. So look at the purpose of each part of the sentence. Why did the writer choose each part? Well, they want to give an example to explain what they mean. They want to give a result, so it shows that their example was good. And they want to make a comparison to show that this thing is effective because it works with other situations. So every logical link has a purpose. And that's what I'm going to try to show you today with your own writing. Hi, Sunny. Students, yes, so you're all giving me why it's important. Schools represent different cultures. We can encourage sport more. You're all on the right lines. Nazilla, increase interaction, make friends, build closer connection. Okay, lovely. Great. So Rashida, you're saying so they can have others contact in other countries. Why is that a good thing? So you're always pushing it. You're saying so that in the future, this may develop more harmonious relationships between countries, may make them more open-minded. They will have a lifelong friend that they can visit. Yes. Okay. So going back from that very simple start, that's the paragraph topic sentence. We've got one idea and we've developed it. This whole idea, which helps, and it does this. For example, why is that important? And compare it to something. And that's one paragraph, if you like. You could put another example, but that's fine. Okay, so another so what. This is obviously of mutual benefit to all those concerned. So there's a kind of conclusion to the whole paragraph. So remember we talked about point, example, link, and then this final line is the link back to the question. Just as means just like, similar to. Okay, and yes, another result could be ultimately a boost to the economy, Sonia. Educating, yes, okay. Good. Amateur sport, Havinder? You mean the meaning? Okay, so amateur sports meaning not professional, just friendly exchange between schools. Yes. Okay, notice that the examples aren't personal examples. The test asks you to give examples. Why? Okay, here's a question for you. Why didn't this writer say, for example, in my school, when I was young, I went to Germany to play football? Why not? Why do they say many countries or schools in different parts of the world? Topic, Rohia, don't worry. We're just looking at linking today. This isn't an essay today. Don't worry about that. Okay, so notice instead of saying when I was a child or when I was young, they've used much more general examples, which tend to be more academic, and it's what I would recommend. So instead of saying in my country, it's good to say many countries, so it keeps it general and it keeps it academic. John, there you go. Fantastic. Yes. So, okay, it's a specific example, but it's generalizing without being too personal, which makes it less academic. Exactly, Raisha, you got it. Lovely. Okay, great. So what have I got next? I can't remember now. Okay, so this might be the second point. In the comments, maybe you could finish this. So this is playing sport also has a very positive effect on health. What would come next naturally? What do you think would be a good way to continue that point? Yeah, Amira, totally agree. Yeah. Hello, Mrs. Hassan. Yes, being more general tends to make it more academic because nobody wants to know about you and your friend going to play football with the next door neighbour. It's just not academic enough. You've got to see the bigger picture about how this affects the world rather than yourself. Yes. Okay, so with this one, playing sport has a positive effect on health. The writer here put, what would you say this is? Physical exercise improves coordinations and strengthens muscles. What's that? So you're saying a reason, explanation, example. Exactly. What is the positive effect? Maybe some evidence and an example. Exactly. Builds your stamina and flexibility. Example. Marvelous. All perfect. So you can see that from that point, you've extended it, you've developed it, and you've turned it into I've put 2 options there because I knew you would have lots of options. Strengthens the muscles, increases well-being, and thereby, so my question is, so what? Again, why is that good? Rashida, yes, you're saying an explanation, possibly good. Okay, so thereby, I'm going to give it to you. This word might be new to you. It's a nice academic word to use. Cognitive development, Sonia, developing, yep, great. So this is what the writer said, thereby enhancing the quality of people's lives. Okay, good. So you're all adding examples. That's great. You've got the middle part, which is the example. That's a point, Madhusan. So you'd need to give an example. Swati, that's an example. Or I guess that could be the conclusion, Swati. You could say thereby increasing longevity. Yes, lovely. Okay, so next is a result, Janjun. Exactly. So what? Well, it makes us have a better quality of life and maybe increases our lifespan. Good. Amira, be careful with research is uncountable. So keep it research has shown. Good. Okay, so that would be an example or evidence? Yes, evidence. Mrs. Hassan, I'm not sure then. Are you clear? Is that an example of the effect on health or is that a different point? You've got to be clear about that. Okay, Novi, struggling to find the first sentence. You mean the general statement? Okay, Novi, I've got about 10 videos on that now, so I'll put them all they're in the writing workouts. Okay, so let's move on. Right. So you've got to decide on what information you need to give. You've got to decide, are you listing something with first of all? Are you giving an example? So you use all of these. Are you adding or are you giving an example? Are you giving an explanation for what you just said? Are you giving a result for what you said or a purpose? So what? Or are you saying the opposite? Are you comparing? Are you contrasting? Are you saying what would happen? Are you imagining what would happen? Are you predicting? Giving your opinion? Are you concluding? These are all functions that you have to be really clear about your aim when you're writing. And then finally, to avoid repetition, those are something else. Let's not talk about those today. Okay, so I think that's it. That's it. Right, let's have a look now at your examples. Okay. Oops, sorry. There we go. So what I'd like you to do here, right. Okay, I got more than I expected. I got about 20, and because I gave you quite a short time, I have corrected them all, but I've corrected them so that they all fit this structure that we've talked about. So when you see yours, you might think, what's she done? And that's right, I've cut them down so that they all follow the structure that we want. And in some cases, I've taken out a lot of the words just to keep it short and sweet in the lesson. Okay, so could you please just have a look at this? I'm going to make it bigger. I want you just to focus on that. Okay, and again, I'll be quiet. Okay, so what do you notice about, as an examiner, I'm reading this and I'm thinking, so what? So there's lots of really good things. There's a nice topic, why people should spend their savings. There's a nice list. They've given explanations. They've given examples in a very nice, Saurabh, if you're listening, this ing form, linking the point. They worked all their lives, spending their time without thinking about themselves. So there's a strong explanation. But then it goes straight to the example, which is fine. It's okay. Take my parents, for example. Okay, that's okay. But there's missing something. There's the so what. So what could we put in that so what? And I'm going to suggest, so now they deserve what? To enjoy their life. Okay, so yeah, Marina, when I'm saying so what, it means I want the kind of importance of your point. So you could put that there before the example, or put it at the end. I don't mind, as long as it's there. Okay, now what Min did next is she then went into, Min, I don't know if you're here, let me know. She then went secondly and thirdly. But what's the problem with these secondly and thirdly sentences? Can anybody tell me? So she put a nice list. Okay, secondly, there, and finally there. But what's the problem? Just as is the same as like, not however. It's not a contrast, it's a comparison. Amira, yes, so now is a suitable time to indulge themselves, yes. Nazila, so now they deserve to kick back and enjoy their life. Exactly, it just needed that so at the end. Okay, now you can see that she's got 2 more points, but they're new points, exactly, but nothing. No example, no explanation, no so what. And I think that's possibly the danger. You've got to decide. No evidence. Yeah. They're all points not supported. That's exactly that. So if you did support each of these points, that would be long. So, okay, fine. Have a new paragraph and then support those points. So I'm going to put right support. Yeah, even if it's just a quick 1 or 2 lines and support we need there. Great. Okay. Lovely. So you can all spot it. If you can spot it, that's the main thing. And you can see from the point of the reader, the examiner, then you've got to get into their mindset. If it's not making sense or it goes nowhere, then the logic is gone. Okay, Mandeep, I don't think you're here, but I wanted us to look at Mandeep's, I'd say, is a almost perfect example. Simply, there are many reasons. Firstly, they deserve to relax. Why? Because of this, and because of this, and the so what, therefore, and the opinion is clear. Fine. Mandeep, I have nothing to say. Okay, Nilofer. No, I don't. Nilofer, you're here, aren't you? Right, Nilofer, let's have a look. Can we help? Please, you can see I've crossed something out. Okay, I'll be quiet and I'll look at your comments. I'll give you details about the document later, don't worry. Nazilla, this is a first main body paragraph. It's not the introduction. It's a main body paragraph. We did the introduction on Tuesday. Janjun, more development for, yeah, okay. Bijan, good question. Can we have more than point in each paragraph? Yeah, you could have 3 points, but you do have to develop them. So maybe 2 points is better. Two clear, well-developed points. It always depends on the topic and how much you want to say. I mean, you could have just 1 paragraph with 1 point if you develop it enough and you give enough support for it. Okay, Nilofer, you've very clearly put your reason. That's good. You've explained it. You've given a consequence. That comes from if. It's like a conditional. If they give all the money away, they may suffer. So you put another consequence, and that's okay. I just thought you don't need it. Go to your next point. You've made your point that if they give all the money away, they won't relax and they'll become unhappy. That's enough, really, Nilofer. But the other thing was okay. The whole thing is okay. It is more general, Rashida, in support. Human being need to allocate. I'm not sure, Rashida, if you're talking about that one. I am going quite fast today because I've got quite a lot to get through. Run-on sentences, I don't think so because I've corrected everything. So it could be that they're just logical sentences. I'm not sure. We'll see. Okay, Marina, I have cut yours a lot. If you're here, you are Marina, aren't you? So I cut yours, Marina, to keep it into the structure. So look at that. There are several benefits to old people spending money. So you've said, okay. Then your main point is for their health. Then you've explained it. Great. And then you've said, so what? May give them a longer life. And that's fine, Marina. Happy with that. Victoria, I'll give you some information at the end. So Marina, you can see that I'm happy with that. Are you happy with that? I cut the rest out and kept it. Sometimes short is better. Okay. Stephen is not here. I'll come back to questions I missed, so don't worry. Okay, Stephen, let me put that so you can see it clearly. This was a nice one from Stephen. I'll let you read it and I'll look at the questions. Nilofer, I can't give scores because I can't judge it on a paragraph. It's just impossible. The whole test comes from 2 writings and it's just not fair to you if I say a score. It's just, it depends on so many other things. Okay, so look at Stevens, and again, nice start. This topic sentence, clear, several reasons in favour, which is what I asked you to do. So there's a nice explanation, and then so what? Then another point, explanation, given that they've spent so much money, therefore it should be. So there's your opinion really clearly, and why, so that, what's the result? They can relax without stress and burden. Okay, Sonia, I'll take a break there then. So Sonia's asking if we want to add survey related with this writing, related to this, how can we write more suitable? What do you mean survey? I'm not sure what you mean, Sonia, with survey. That's when you ask people lots of questions. You don't mean that, I think. Okay, Raisha, you're here, I think. Again, could we give the number on the essay? Novi, I'm not sure what you mean. What do you mean the number? Which number? Okay, so there are many benefits. Again, Raisha's got a lovely topic sentence telling the examiner. The first point is here. The first point worth making is people get used to hectic after a time. Okay, I think I put this in bold, Raisha, because I'm not sure the link is clear. So your point is, oh no, it's fine. Hang on, it's fine. The first point, after retirement, they have nothing to do. They start feeling lonely. And they may, okay, I'll put hedging. After a time, they may have nothing to do and they may start feeling lonely. Spending money on their dream holidays. They may have, yeah, a bit more hedging. Okay, I think that's fine, Raisha, yes. Yes, so Raisha, and I corrected this. So that's your point again, and it was in the same paragraph. So you've got your two main points in the paragraph, an example and the consequence. Okay, great. Madsen, I can't, I'll answer questions when I've got time to look at them. I promised my writers that I would go through their writing first. So I've got to do these first. So Rashida, I've put yours twice because I want to correct it and compare the difference. Okay. Can we please have a look at Rashida's? Main point is to reward parents. Why? Because they worked hard. So they should relax. Now, look at Rashida's example. Sorry. Oops, sorry. Rashida, are you here? Okay. This is hard to describe. I think the problem here is that it's this modal. Okay, this is what it is. Rashida, you're just giving me examples of what people can do in their free time. But it's not telling me anything. It's not telling me why that's a good thing. Nazila, I think that's it. The example is not relevant to the consequence. That's it, Nazila. And joyful is an emotion. Yes, Gita. Rashida, you're here. Okay, Rashida, sorry. I'm just trying to focus on it and trying to remember why. Madison, can you please stop asking me for the document? I will put the document at the end when I'm ready. Rashida, this example doesn't quite link to that. It's almost like you need a new point, I think. You've put your examples there. You've said so what. I think now you need to go to the new point. Or say why this is important. Does that make sense? I can't concentrate, sorry. Matasan, my concentration is going, so I'm not concentrating on Rashida's. Can you please stop asking me for the document? Right, I'm moving on and I'll come back to it. But Rashida, I think I'm going to correct that for you and think about it later. Okay, Rochia, if you're here, again, I changed that. That was a bit irrelevant. So keep it. Many people want to spend money enjoying themselves. Okay, you've given an example. But you kept saying again, a bit like Rashida's, that they want to, they wish to. But that's just telling me what people want to do. It's not telling me why they should do it. So I've said here, where is your opinion? And your opinion just comes right at the end. So there's not a link between point, example, so what. You just keep repeating these, they wish to, they want to. I don't need to know what they want to do. And anyway, maybe you don't know what they want to do. So I would say that was irrelevant and that would lose points. Okay. Jagpreet. So here, Jagpreet, we've got definitely an opinion. Should spend money on their pleasure and the reason. And then if they don't, so the consequence, an addition. So this was all okay. If they save money for their children, could make... Right, no, that's good. And then the final one, anonymous, the main reason... Yes. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to stop there. Okay, Rocky, okay. Right. Sorry, I've completely lost my track now. I can't concentrate. It's my fault. I'm so sorry. Right, but I have corrected them all and they are in the document. So, last thing. Could you please let me know in the comments if you're doing general training? So we talked today about doing something new and I'm going to give you a letter to write for homework. So in the comments write that and I'll come back to Havinder. Again, Havinder, what you're doing there is writing a suggestion. So you're saying, Havinder, for example, they could go for a long vacation. But the examiner's not asking you for a suggestion about what they could do. Your grandparents might ask you, what could I do? And you might say, then you could go on holiday. But that's not the question. So there's too much, I would say, talking about what people can do, but not why they should do it. So I think that was the problem. Say why they should do these things. That was the question. Okay, no worries, Marina. Geeta's doing academic, Madison's general training, Mrs. Hassan GT. Okay, we've got lots of GTs. Okay, so I'll take a final question. And you, how many examples? How many points have you got? You know, each point needs an example or an explanation or evidence. It needs to be developed. There's no number. Don't think about numbers. Don't think about how many paragraphs, how many points, how many examples. It's not about numbers. It's about making your opinion clear and strong. Okay, so if you're doing academic, that's fine. You know, you're always going to need practice. So this is the question. I'm going to put the link in the notes. Here is the link. Deepika's doing general as well. Preeti's doing general. Preeti, you requested this, didn't you? You requested the general training. Okay. Preeti, we're not going to go over general training today. I do have a lot of YouTube videos about it, so you could go back and look at them. But maybe the best thing to do is to just write it, and then we'll look at what's formal, what's informal on Tuesday. Remember, informal, I think, is more difficult than formal. You're writing to a friend, so you've got to be really friendly, chatty, using questions, direct language, commands, exclamation marks, slang, and being informal in general. Okay, great. So there's the document, and this is the document that I always share. Oh, I changed. Okay, sorry. Viewer, anybody can look at it. Okay, copy link, put it here. And so you can see the link with all of those examples are in there. But I also suggest that you go back and have a look at this video where you've got all of these examples, this video about cohesion and coherence. Okay, so thank you very much for watching. You can submit in the link that I just put in the chat, and that will take you to the general training letter. I will mark them over the weekend, and we'll do the feedback on Tuesday. Rochia, it's always Tuesday at 2 o'clock and Thursday at 3 o'clock every week. So Pacho, you're doing academic. We'll do academic next week. If you want to send me one that you like, go into the Facebook group and post it, one that you found difficult or confusing, and we'll go through it together. Okay, thank you very much, guys, today. Thank you for your patience, and let me know if you've got any questions, of course, as always. Okay, see you. Have a lovely weekend. Bye-bye. Bye, everyone.